and Thor not quite agreeing on the outcome of this one. You have an obvious, well, maybe not so obvious, but you have a bit of a bias in this one. Who do you think is going to be the French or the Swedes? Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, you'd have to hope so, certainly. I don't know, I wouldn't rule anything out. They could just be tricking everyone as well. I'm gonna see what happens here. Second game of the E-League Major, still in the group stage. It's Fnatic and G2 Esports, and Twist off to a great start. Shots trying to see if he can bring it back. He's in the corner, he gets 2 headshots, taking down Disco Dublin and Crims both. That's such a great way to stay in the round, and Scream gonna walk right into the middle. Now it's all on Shox with 8 health left.
Planted. Bomb has been planted.
Real one headshot! No way, shot! He can do it! The 1v1 clutch, he's looking for one more shot, guys! He's traveling Shox, he will get it the kill!
Diffusing.
Unreal! One kill.
That's how you know it's a major tournament, ladies and gentlemen. That should have never even been within the realm of possibilities. He spots the guy in main and just walks in. Ice cold play coming out of Shox here. I mean, you can't, there's no calculating any of this. I mean, as soon as Scream dies in the middle, the round is pretty much done. And then this happens. I can't believe it. Look at, even then, he just casually taps away. Like, there's no panic at all in him. He's very calm. He knows any bullet that's going to hit him is going to take him out. That's it, the round is done.
Grenade out. Throw in the decoy. Throw in bomb.
And what is this? How did Body and Crims not hear each other? Suddenly it's a 2-on-3 again. But yes, and not only was it hesitant, they all lined up. They just walked right in front of Olaf. So, I don't even know.
I'm throwing a flashbang. Flashbang. Throwing a flashbang. Flashbang.
He's still bringing it back. That's another kill. Flashbang comes around the corner, but the bomb's only just down. Body, he can't get the kill on Dennis. That would have been very close. If he could have been one-on-one, at least that could have worked out for them. But now, Shox has to try and save it again. He needs another quad kill back-to-back in these rounds to try and save his teams. And, well, even without the kit, he didn't have the time. Even if he had the kit, it wouldn't have been time for it. So he still gets a triple, still showing himself to be lethal. But Fnatic, they bounce right back in the game with a triple. He tried. He tried. He really tried. He really tried.
Let's go, people. Molotov. I'm throwing a flashbang.
But look at what he did. He bought the hero AWP. But this is, you see how the first game was, how slow Suze was with everything and how hesitant both the teams were? Shox is here to play. He just doesn't care right now. He's going to try and win this single-handedly, it seems, and why not? Quad kill in the first round, triple kill in the second round. He hasn't died yet. He's got 7-0-0 as a scoreline, and now he's bought a single AWP just to do it. spent his whole bank, and obviously the rest of the team bought as well.
Deploying flashbang. Throwing smoke. Wall it up. Throwing the flashbang. Flashbang. Throwing flashbang. I'm throwing flashbang. I'm throwing a grenade.
We're just going ham. Somehow
The Swedish team slowing down so much with that push into main that now they're in a lot of trouble. Disco, Dublin in the back line, UMP in hand, and no more grenades to play around with. They boxed him in. They don't need to do anything right now. Smith's going to pick up the kill, and that will be a double for him and a triple for RPK. They didn't even need the hero AWP and G2. They steal the game back in their favor. What an explosive start.
how many 4-5 of these. I mean, at one period, I'm Fnatic.
Affirmative.
Yes. There was, what was it, the major where he ended up having like more kills with the tech line with the AK? That actually happened at one point. So, yeah, I think that's worth taking a note of, definitely. And I think you could be right. We could be seeing a lot of them. Now, Fnatic going to go for another B round. It worked last time, but this time there's a double stack, and they actually stack the inside of the B bomb site on top of the box, so they can sort of look over any smoke or any grenade that's coming in, which is interesting.
Deploying flashbang. Incendiary. Throwing flashbang. Laying down smoke. Flashbang.
Very well played. No, really nothing left to chance either. You see how many grenades they used in this round, which, when they don't have armor and just pistols, it sort of feels like a waste, but it isn't. Because if you're playing, you know, the caliber of Fnatic, the players that are on here, if you give them the opening, if you don't use the smokes and the grenades, you know, someone's going to sneak in with the deagle and it'll be very bad news. 3-1 is the scoreline here, and Orb still in play for Shocks. UMP on all of them.
Let's go, let's go. Whoa. Flashbang. Laying down smoke. Fire. Throwing the flashbang. Smoke.
This might be the last turn for Spitz.
Throwing smoke.
Yeah, that is the word around the campfire, isn't it? And that could be very interesting. I personally would love to see Smith's coach. I think he has just a lot of experience, and I think he's a very reasonable person. I think he'd be exactly the sort of person you'd need in your corner to calm the team down and make sure everything is working. Yeah.
He hasn't had a regular job. I think he has an entire
Yeah, but also there's something about his personality. I think he can definitely be the sort of person that could calm a team down when things are getting really rough. So I think that could be a very interesting future for him. Smith's in the corner, gonna get jumped by Olofmeister. I wonder if he even touched the ground before he got that first headshot with the UMP. Now RPK gonna blow out the vents. They would have heard that in the middle, so they could try and grenade it out, but looks like they're just gonna be comfortable going for a bit of a boost. Shocks letting him know that he's in the middle. Are they gonna try and challenge it? Crims, first kill of the game for him.
Throwing smoke.
Yeah, he should obviously win that fight almost every time, but now look at the trouble that they're in. They actually rotated out of the B bomb site, and I think now they're realizing this isn't working out. They're probably hoping it was A with only 10 seconds left, but now might as well just go and save what you have. Disco Doppler in the middle as well. On top of that boost, just a great position. Imagine if they had tried to go for the retake here and he'd been there. They had every tool to win this round, Fnatic. Just 2 quick kills and then great positional play, and it's going to be 3-2. I think what we have here is the makings of a very tight game. It seems like nobody's going to be allowed to really run away with it. I say that earlier, it could be wrong, but it feels like both these teams are in it to win it. But especially if you think about it from a roster change perspective, you know, if you make it into top 8, you got your new roster and you can make something work there. There's a lot less work that has to be done later on in the year to try and re-qualify again. Because I mean, we saw this time what the qualification stage was like, and it was insane. You know, that some of these teams started this journey in the middle of December, and some of them maybe even further than that. And it's been really, really rough to even get to this point in time. So you don't want to have to go through that one more time. 3-2 is the scoreline here. We're moving into the 6th round. Scream casual tapping through the smoke. Almost takes out Disco Doppelin. That's a bit of a way to get started, I guess.
Flashbang. Throwing the flashbang. I'm throwing a grenade. I'm throwing a flashbang. I'm throwing a flashbang. Flashbang. Smoke. Laying down smoke.
Look at this mind game. If you go in main here, you're going to see shots first and probably lose a player, then he's going to fall back, and your mind won't be on the boost at all. Your mind will be about where did shot go? You know, where is he falling back? Is he at the truck? Is he at the forklift instead? You know, you're going to be thinking about that scenario, and then body's up here. I like that setup, actually.
Deploying flashbang. Throwing flashbang.
Yeah.
Smoke.
That's the only place I can die from right now. We have no
Flashbang.
Yeah, no, you were exactly right. This is the play that we're seeing now. Probably G2 are thinking, oh, we've got the setup to counter this. We know what's coming. You know, we've got everything going on. In fact, it's a B push instead. So all the grenades that would signal A push are down in the A bomb side, but it's going to be B instead. Smith's way in the back. They have a Molotov on Crims. Maybe they could take him out, but he's going to get one kill. Molotov goes high instead, and RPK is down. Smith with another kill, and then a team kill from Dennis. Oh no, that is not what they needed. 24 seconds left. The bomb will go down, but Dennis and Crims are going to have to go huge in this 2v3.
Incendiary out. Flashbang. I'm defusing the bomb.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Actually, yeah, I mean, it looked to me like Dennis had to shoot Olofmeister in the back to get to Smith. She was like, get out of my way and let me do this. But obviously very unfortunate. Solid play from Smith. That's actually very important that he gets both those kills there. And then even the team. Scream is still at 0, but I'm not sure that's of really great significance right now. I feel like we might just be seeing a lack of action in his positions right at the moment. So I'm not going to pass any judgment just yet. I feel like it's too early to tell.
Yeah, he hasn't had the most action-packed half so far, has he?
No, definitely not. Smiths and RPK are in the B bomb side again. As you were pointing out a couple of rounds ago, they've given up mid control. G2, they're sort of lingering around there, but they're not heavy on the mid control. We've seen in the past teams that put 3 people in middle, really try and hold it, then 1 and on the bomb side, and then you're quick on rotations.
I mean, that's the key part of this map, essentially, because it opens it up here. You see Disco Doppelin can go through vents towards the B site. That's just the opening that's right here to his left. That opens up a pincer movement onto B site, and then you have short Speedway right there that he's now facing. That opens up the pincer movement onto A site. And so all of the options are here right now if you have mid-control, if you're Fnatic. And Scream goes for the peak, and unfortunate timing there for Disco. Gets caught looking the wrong way. Easy kill for Scream, who actually goes for a spray burst, not the taps. Bit surprised, bit disappointed, Scream. We're talking about your one-taps, and you aren't delivering.
It's true, he has a brand to maintain. He has to think about that too. Body, and you said this earlier, he knows this highway is the only way he can get shut down. He was in position, he had the aim and everything, he just couldn't connect. And now, that has put Shox in a very strange spot. He's now being flanked by Olofmeister as well. Scream there to pick up the kill on Dennis. That's another headshot. Shox is going to get 1 kill in. Otherwise, this would have been a pretty good position for G2, or sorry, for Fnatic, but now it's a 2-on-2. Smiths has the defuse kit, and RPK has that 1 Molotov. That could be huge.
Yeah, it's where that Molotov goes. That's going to be key. Again, make good use of that incendiary, and it's probably going to be behind quad boxes. It's the likely spot. Yep, Crims watches it sail past. Completely useless because he's holding on the site. And he's got Olofmeister holding point towards CT as well. There's the shot from Smith. Perfectly done. Takes a fight with Crims, but that's the info necessary for RPK. RPK just a little bit too late, though. A little bit too slow. Not able to close the gap, and Crims will clutch it. 1v2 for Fnatic. And a key victory there for Fnatic. Puts them up onto 3 rounds. And make sure that G2, they're in a tight spot. The economy is in shambles now for the Frenchman.
Yeah, very, very well played there for Fnatic. A very important round. And again, they're just trading rounds back and forth all the time. I just want to point out, because Smith actually got a really good kill there at the forklift, and one of the reasons he could do it is because that Molotov was in the, in the back burning. So he didn't have to worry too much about someone running out from there to shoot him when he's on the red container. He's really open to get that kind of a peek in. So even if the Molotov doesn't actually force anyone out or do any damage to anybody, just the fact that they don't have to worry about it is still pretty big. And we're going to see another, essentially a free round here coming in for the Fnatic team. They're walking right into B.
And this is the round that they decide, hey, let's go aggro mid. Olofmeister flipping out because obviously he knows that somebody's close. He's going to get the spray on RPK, could get the follow-up as well. He's actually going to make it out of here with Knife No body. Hunts him down. Scream, goes for the flick, not going to hit it. Looking for that one tap with the dig. And Twist, he's got the angle on body. So, well, you get one kill on Olofmeister. Olofmeister got $600 by getting 2 kills. It's not the end of the world for Olof.
It really did look like Olaf was in full panic mode then, but he brought it back in the end and got himself a couple of kills, so it's not too bad. Shocks and Scream with a couple of deagles each. Why not just try and see if you can make the most out of them? Disco Doblin will take down one with a UMP. That always feels good in a round like this. Just get a bit more money out of the round. Scream. Oh, he gets that party headshot on Dennis. And then Twist is going to be showing up. So we'll tie up the scoreline here at 4-4. And I don't know, I mean, even the players, obviously this is right now a battle between Shocks and Olofmeister, which is not necessarily surprising. But everybody else is starting to get in here. You know, Crims was out of it for the beginning. He's up to 5 kills. Scream wasn't getting anything, up to 3. So everyone is starting to get some traction in this game very early on, though.
I'm liking the player names on the side of the monitors as well for these kinds of shots.
Yeah.
Very cool. Definitely cool to see, because, I mean, Disco Doblin, he hasn't been around for ages with Fnatic. I think he joined up in November. And, well, right, he might not be, I mean, this is basically like the first international team that he's really playing on that's having any kind of an impact, right? So you might not be familiar with his face, but there you go. Now you know what he looks like.
They should obviously do a giveaway of the monitors for whoever wins, you know? That could be interesting.
Get that Olofmeister monitor? Okay.
Exactly. Twist ends up going down. He was boosted up there. Good reaction. And now we actually do see the 3-man stack in middle. We were bringing this up earlier, and it's happening now. G2 swapping out the defense quite a lot and saying, all right, well, we want that early mid defense in case they were going to try and push through. And now that they're not, we'll swap it out one more time. But it shows you, as you were also alluding to, maybe G2 do have more of a plan in this game. You know, they're not just keeping a static defense. They're really trying to change it around pretty much every round. Hard for Fnatic to guess what's going to happen. Exactly,
because if you're relying on headshots, if they fall into a pattern, that helps you so much. If you're going random and you don't have the structure, it's going to come back to bite you. Dennis literally stomping RPK into the ground and brings it back to a 4-on-4 here, and we're tied 4-4. Fnatic on the T side. Going into the 9th round, and there's the opening. Doplin's going to catch Scream, getting greedy, trying to go for a peek and connector. He's down, and now 2 players holding here in CT, but Dennis can hit the shot. Not quite. Body's there to shut him down, but Crims again. Crims, I have to say, has been hitting some crazy shots so far. Key kills.
Absolutely, and I think someone wishes now that they had stayed with a 3-man stack in middle, because as soon as they gave up on that, Fnatic started to make the approach in there. And this is so unfortunate. Look at what's happening to RVK. Because he's already he's looking straight into the sky, so as soon as the player coming above sort of crosses the midpoint, he can't obviously keep, bending his head back. He has to sort of, pivot around, and it's actually very hard to take that kind of a shot. It would have been easier if he had been facing the wall instead of having his back to the wall, so just a bit unfortunate there. 10th round is coming up, and G2 at another pistol round here. That's 3 rounds in a row for Fnatic if you've lost count here. Swedes are starting to get back into this game.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell because G2 are ecoing. Again, Shox doesn't even see him before he's dead. Crims right now is so on point. Some of that individual play, perhaps, some of that individual prep coming through. If Crims finds his old shape, I mean, he used to be the wrecking ball, like one of the most brutal players to face up against in the early days of the Fnatic, the glory days, right, of the Fnatic roster.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously the desk were making a bit light of this, and Dennis' comment saying, they have 2 players to rely on and we have all 5. Well, I mean, the fact is that even if in recent months some of these players haven't sort of hit their best form, it's absolutely true. If Dennis, Olaf, and Crims play really well, Disco Doppler, obviously a new young talent, but actually very impressive. And I don't know how many people are on this boat with me, but I think Twist has potential to be one of the best players in the world. So he just hasn't shown it on this team or really any other team. But you see glimpses of it. I'm still convinced that it can happen one day. But we'll see if it's going to be this major. Maybe it is.
Hope springs eternal, Anders.
Yes, it does. Don't worry, Markolov is going to be playing later as well. It'll be glorious.
Last game of the day too, actually. In case you're a Flipside fan, you're a Markolov fan. We had the in-depth.
I will
on Zeus.
Yeah, and it brought a tear to my eye. I will never give up on the dream of Markolov making a full return. Never.
You and Lurpus both.
Yeah, we're the only two people in the world, but still.
A fan club of two.
It must happen one day. Just wait. They got a bit of a setup outside of B. Smith is I don't like this position. If you're going to play alone in B, if you're this far into the bomb site, imagine how little warning you have before things go bad.
Yeah, you see some differences, especially because this is an incendiary spot exactly. Now he has to fall into a really horrendous position. And he's going to miss the shot opening up. Does he get the follow-up? No. Twist wipes him out, and it's going to be screaming shots. Quick rotations, though. It doesn't even matter that Smith didn't hit his shots initially. If these guys are able to actually get the retake going so quickly, G2 with the man advantage, and the bomb hasn't even been planted.
Yeah, I think Fnatic should have made much more out of that early fight. I mean, if you win against Smiths like that, you shouldn't then be in a 3 versus 2 here. But they are. Disco Doppler going to go for the open plant towards Checkered, which is exactly where Crims is holding, so a little bit of thought going into the plant. I like that. One grenade left on Body, and again, it's going to force Disco Doppler out. He can't stay here. Fire right at his feet, and now he's splashed, walking into the box, and Body actually going to single-handedly win that round. Looking easy for G2 with the retake here.
Scream for shame. Wait, is Smith called? Okay, yeah, Body did manage to find the AWP in the end. That's what he was looking for there, it looks like, but unless I'm mistaken, maybe Smith is saying, actually, don't give me the op, give me a rifle instead. Because he decides to drop it. So, interesting decisions being made here. Maybe the double op isn't exactly the go-to play that they're aiming for.
Especially because Smith had the AWP, his position made even less sense. You know, if he has the AWP and he's holding the first corner looking out into Toxic, he will have such advanced information that someone is coming, he'll know it.
Yeah.
And he's pretty safe, you know, even if they come and peek him, maybe he misses the shot, but then he falls back to the next corner. When he's in that bomb site, you see all the grenades raining in, he has maybe 1 or 2 chances and that's it. Then he's out of the round, and I'm not a big fan of it, but they brought it back anyway, so can't complain too much.
Flashbang.
Curious. Ah, there it is. The shoulder peek. Olaf not going to find the shot. Scream. You can count your lucky stars this time. He just barely dodged that. That would have been a great opening here for Fnatic. Instead, Shoxy's now got the angle. He's trying to support RPK as much as possible. Exactly. So RPK's holding close. The vents. Molotov goes down, though.
Oh, that could have been death. If they thought that Molotov was down and then they go and peek Olofmeister and he's still there, look at him looking over the smoke. Oh, and he's going to get shot down. RPK playing it cleverly. That's a nice early frag in favor of G2 here. They need it as well. If they lose this round again, their economy is going to be reset and things will be very bad. Dennis at the forklift looking to push up. We've got plenty of time, but it seems like Fnatic are set to go towards this A bomb side. Twist is right behind him with the bomb. Crim's going to take down shots now. Dennis looking for an opening on screen. Gets the spray on one, follows up and takes down RPK. Still in the back. His Body waiting. They weren't expecting this many people to be here. And Body going to take down Crims. That leaves Smith now 1 versus 2. Can he win this? There's a lot of pressure on him.
It's a tough situation as well because they know that he's coming from B site. They know that Smith's last guy going to be rotating over from the other bomb site, and so they can actually prepare for this. The smoke going down to block him out. That gives him a little bit of an angle to work with. Does bait a response out of Twist. Hits the shot on Disco, and Smith's now into a 1v1. He's got an incendiary. He's got a kit. He's got options here, and especially if he manages to stick that incendiary back behind quad boxes, does he figure it out? Does he want to swap? You could have some clever play, but the time is ticking. Smith's going to get forced out into the open, and now Twist can just play games with them. There's so little time remaining here left on this bomb, and Smith's not going to be able to find the kill fast enough. Twist will hit the headshot, and Fnatic, the clutch 1v1 win in the end. But how painful is that if you're Smith's?
I'm shocked that he got that kill on Disco Doppler. That looked like such an awkward angle, like he wasn't really going to be able to turn all the way, but he actually did. Dennis doing a lot of the work early on here, especially with that second kill. It's so weird because the barrel is in the way, but it works out anyway. So 7-5, and a very, very good start for Fnatic here. They won 4 rounds in a row, then they lost the 1 round, and now they're back to winning again. It puts a huge dent in G2's economy, and that's what we're seeing again. They've had so many, eco rounds here, it really feels like. I'm not sure why that is. Just because they can't really put together any kind of reasonable buy. It's going to be tough for them to win too many rounds. I think they need probably around, 6 or 7 rounds in this first half, and that might be tough. But not a bad way to get started.
It's not over. It's not over, but it could definitely go south. You're right. I mean, if they can get up to 7 rounds, I think they're fine.
Yeah.
If they're G2, they're fine. But that's still a long ways to go here. Although there's what is going on?
That's RPK with a USPS, and he's against head armor, and he's still wrecking them. I just don't even know how. Twist gonna get overwhelmed a bit here. It's dropped down to half HP, and then the HE Deagle combo to take out Twist. So G2 stealing around out of absolutely nowhere. That's criminal. Look at this from RPK. This is very, very impressive.
This is some sick aim from him, and this is headshot basically. It's like a position that, yeah, most people are just going to be pre-firing this spot practically. But the fact that he actually picks up 2 kills, Olofmeister and Disco, that's a huge round coming in for RPK.
Yeah, he's up to 11 kills, right behind Shox, who's at 12. Interesting stuff. Also, a sort of a fun historical fact about these 2 players in particular, if you weren't keeping around in the Source days, that these were the 2 best Source players in the world at different times. But I think everyone actually always said RPK and then Shox, slightly behind, whereas in Global Offensive, obviously Shox has been the superstar for a very long time. But maybe RPK could find his way back there. It's always been a question mark ever since they picked him up again, isn't it?
It's just it's been a very mixed sort of bag with RPK. I mean, I think the main praise that we could give him in CS:GO is that he's always just been very consistent, right? Not so much for the flashy plays like we saw there, but he was always able to deliver those 1 kill per round sorts of situations where if you're an in-game leader, you could kind of build around RPK because you could count on him at least getting you like the 1 kill that you need for your strategy to work.
Yeah, definitely an important asset to be relied upon. Scream walking out into the middle a bit earlier, and he would have caught Olofmeister, who's now behind the box in middle, waiting for the right time. I think he heard Scream running back, so that's some information to work with. Look at Olofmeister. He actually spots a guy in the main, but he's on essentially a spy mission here. He's infiltrated the lineup. He's walking back. He expects to find Scream, but he's run all the way over the forklift. Now Olof just going to continue to look into the B bomb side. Dennis and Twist waiting on the other side. This could be cutting it close, down to 30 seconds. If they don't win this fight immediately, they might run out of time. It's right on the edge here for Fnatic, and RPK and Smith holding a crossfire angle here. 20 seconds left. They need to get that bomb in, and it's cutting it really close now. Twist has the bomb right across. They walk in front. That's the bomb dropped now. 14 seconds. RPK, they have to go and check for him, and Olofmeister, hero round for him, picking up RPK, and that's going to allow the bomb plant.
No grenades. They have no grenades for the retake this time around, G2. This is actually atrocious. The fact that RPK gets nothing out of that situation. Smith did his job. He got that 1 kill. But they had all the information. It's amazing that Smith even picks up the 1 kill, given the fact that where else are they going to be if they're defending B site, apart from Checkers or B halls? Apart from Checkers, because you have 2 guys in B halls. I don't know how this round actually plays out this way.
Scream is walking up right behind Scream, and that pretty much seals the deal. Now Shox is saying, wait a minute, I can try and clutch this anyway. This is slight madness coming out of Shox, I have to say. The bomb is actually not planted openly for them, so they sort of have to go and fight it back. But he doesn't have a fuse kit, and right on top of him, Dennis gonna strafe peek him down, and that'll be a triple kill for Dennis. Everyone goes up with a bomb as we go into the 15th round. 8-6 is the scoreline here. I think G2 are fine with getting even 6 rounds. I think they could be just fine with that.
I mean, it's not like it was a stomp from Fnatic, right? For example, if it was a stomp kind of half, we'd be saying, okay, 10-5 Fnatic, 11-4 Fnatic. Then you seriously lost the half. 9-6 is still a workable number if you're G2. So it's not over. But again, that's going to come down to how coordinated your T side is if you're G2. Fnatic, if they're relying solely on aim, CT side can get pretty comfortable if you're just holding angles. So this is still a very even match between both of these teams. We're in the 15th round, last round of this first half. 8-6 lead for Fnatic, and they're looking to make it to 9. And Scream with the counter boost.
Yeah, but this is madness. They heard them running in main. Disco Doppler was boosted up there. They heard them running underneath him, and they made the call. You can tell on the new map. They knew Fnatic. Wait a minute. They're pushing aggressive. Let's just all go B. What a great call coming out of the Swedish side. That was very intelligent. Now, Scream, he gets the kill. He almost should have continued because now he's very low on health, but still, It's a 3-on-4 here, and the bomb is down.
Dennis holding close checkered, though. And he's going to be up to Shoxy now to check this angle. He does. There's the first shot. Nicely done there by Shoxy. That's going to open it up. Crims and Twist, last two alive here for Fnatic. Holding onto the side. Crims again delivering more and more headshots. Twist going for the tap, but Crims is still alive. All he has to do is play for time. There is no kid. Mid-air shot. Obliterates Shoxy. And then the finish. Crims is a beautiful beast. What is that? 14 kills at the end for him. This is almost like a glimmer of the OG Crims. The old monster Crims.
It's him and Tipmeister. It's the duo. They used to be so deadly. Very impressive. That's 9-6. Moving into the second half, obviously, I mean, it's an uphill battle for G2, but I actually think the problem is, if it is true, if we accept the idea that Fnatic are lacking in preparation coming into this, that they're not sort of quite a team and they're just looking for more of the individual play, that usually shows more on the CT side. And it does so because while, yeah, sure, if you can win all of your first duels on the CT side, then great. But as soon as you lose a player, you have to make you have to sort of answer back with something. You have to make a rotation. You have to make a, an adventurous play. You have to go and find information. You have to respond in some way once you've lost the first fight, and it's very hard to do that if you don't have the preparation. Here we see a bit of a matchup between Olof and Shox, and the ADRs they're all right, but they're not through the roof. Obviously, these two players did a lot to get to this point.
Yeah, but I mean, Shoxy had that phenomenal first, the first couple of rounds, basically. The pistol clutch where he got 4 kills. He got 3 kills in the follow-up. So, I mean, he got most of his kills right there within the first 2 rounds of the entire half. And then he kind of just was able to chime in here and there after that. Olofmeister felt just a little bit more consistent across the board. But I think the big difference here is the fact that Olof, man, he's got Crims there to back him up. Twist is in double digits as well with 11. I mean, it's Body and Smiths. And RPK, it's actually a fair spread. There's as far as the kills are concerned right now, Shoxy, his teammates aren't too far behind. I think it's like the key player Scream who kind of needs to step up now. Yeah, and going into T side.
I actually think that's a good reason to believe that G2 could do a lot on the second half here, is because nobody is really that far behind. They're all working quite well now. They just need to win this pistol round, and then they should be on the way. Crims with a pretty forward position, but the player that I'm most worried about on this team for Fnatic is Dennis. He's such a beast with the pistols. We've seen it time and time again. So if anyone's going to be on the camera, it's going to be him. He's trying to click away, but no, he gets taken out. And what great timing. Look at that. G2, every single Fnatic player had to worry about at least one angle and maybe more, well, at least 2 or maybe more than that. They were just rushing in from every spot you possibly could there. Timing couldn't be better.
That's actually a really rare strategy. How often do we see them go rushing squeak door with 4 players like that?
Yeah.
Actually, that's not something you see every day at all. Much more likely to see them come through A main, which is why Crims and Dennis set up there with the crossfire. Usually teams, if they're hitting that A site, they're just going to go charging through. But running through the choke point, Fnatic get completely caught off guard.
Timing was so good. Now, G2 did win the pistol on the first half thanks to that ridiculous clutch from Shox, but they got it stolen away in the second round, and that obviously cannot happen again. They need to continue to win. When they were on the CT side, G2, the most they won is 2 rounds in a row. Then they just won single rounds. So they have one time where they won 2 rounds in a row. They need to build together like a really big string of rounds here where they just have a nice economy going forward and everything is working out. And already they're taking a bit of damage, but good grenades coming in. RPK burns to Scream's Molotov. What a way to go.
Wow, Shoxy catches the rotation. I mean, what's fascinating about this match in particular is that we're talking about 2 teams that just experienced a fall from grace. I mean, we're talking about 2 of some of the most dominant players, rosters, to have played this game, and at least G2. In G2's case, right, it was when Shoxy and Scream were insane during the summer, where they were just mauling everybody, and then they got robbed at Cologne in the major. The last major, they were in the group of death, and they lost to Fnatic as well. Yeah. So, I mean, it was a painful experience for G2. We never really saw them take off after that. It felt like that major was their time to shine, where they could have won that major, and they wound up in the worst possible group and just barely didn't make it out. And ever since, really, it's been the fall off, the decline from G2. And the same for Fnatic, right? Ever since Olofmeister and his injury, it feels like the team has just been struggling to post results. Nothing like what we used to see. I mean, we're talking about a brand, at least Fnatic, that was the most dominant brand in CSGO history, period.
Yeah, the string of tournaments they won when things were going well was obviously unmatched, especially given the level of competition at that point in time was just ridiculous. But We're at 9-8. This is a completely open game. Anyone could win this right now. The money not there for Fnatic, that's to be expected. We'll see how it goes a bit later on. And G2, they know it, so they haven't really bought nearly anything. They're just keeping on to the submachine guns here to try and make the bonus money if they can. $600 per kill. Twist tries for an early deagle shot, falls back to the secondary corner, but he's got the information that people are out there, and that's a good start.
Yeah, this is going to be that B hit. They're making use of some nades here so far to clear out checkers, but Twist is still alive at headshot with the Deeg. This is pretty much a perfect spot. Just ask Nico. Oh, that's why. 1, 2, going for the spray. There's another. He gets 2 kills. This is unbelievable.
They need to get close and take him down. Dennis from on high gets a kill, and Twist is still alive back here. 41 health. He's finally going to get shot down. Scream landing 2 headshots with the Galil. And that leaves Disco Doppelin 1 versus 2, and he gets the body tank in on Scream, but it will be a triple kill here for the Belgian player, and that will be a 9-9 scoreline tied up. You thought for a second, didn't you, Samler?
Yeah?
I thought for a second that this was going to be the steal again.
The Nico ace all over again. This is from this exact position. Nico, one of the best Deagle players in the world, basically, got that legendary ace. Now, well, Twist wasn't quite able to make it happen, but still, they did make it quite a bit more expensive for G2 than G2 would have liked. Good kills in that eco round, and Fnatic now, they get the buy. Full rifles, nobody going for the AWP. Olfmeister, no op for him. That's interesting. Dennis also capable of opping, doesn't want to go for it. Twist. I mean, they have such depth to these rosters, right? Where it's just like, everybody can do everything. But it seems like it's just going to be rifles across the board, apart from Shoxy, who's got the UMP. But which might as well be a rifle, and which gives you more money, and which doesn't cost as much as a rifle. I mean, why not?
Imagine if Scream had missed the pipe then and just fallen into the fire. They will take a bit of damage. Just the pace is on here and just running right into it. But they've got full mid control at the moment. I'm not sure what's going to happen to Olof if they actually go into checkered right now. They have a Molotov left on Smiths. This could be... Oh, he's going to pop it into the B-bomb side instead. That's a shame, because now Olof's position could be quite good. He's waiting patiently back here, flashes out. Olof going to transfer right on, drops the bomb as well. Goes for a third spray, wants to get the AK to continue, but they're going to shut him down.
Oh, that timing, but he did drop the bomb, and Disco Doppelin through the smoke, lines it up on RPK. Smith's trying to get across, and he's just barely going to manage it. Both players now, no grenades, bomb planted. Shox is upgraded from the UMP to the M4. But there's a single flash grenade here for Disco Doppelin that's pretty much worth its weight in gold at this point. Smith's going to take the risk, goes for the peek, gets annihilated, and it's all on Shoxy now, 1v3, but we've seen him do this already. Not this time, however. Disco will find the kill. Just goes dancing onto the site and gets that defuse.
Very good sign for Fnatic early on. You know, they lost the pistol, they lost the next 2 rounds. When you suddenly sort of end up losing 3 rounds in a row, it can be a bit uncomfortable, but suddenly they bring it right back. They get the rifles. As you pointed out, no AWP or anything. They just make it work.
What a flawless timing there for the flash. That's some great communication and teamwork coming in from Fnatic. Because basically, Olaf is just screaming, players in checkers, get that flash in here, and it just works out perfectly. So double digits now for Fnatic.
All right, watching the major with his cat, who's obviously not watching. You can tell by the fact that its head is sort of facing the wrong way.
Do, you know?
It is. I've heard rumors. I've heard rumors.
Do pugs do that? You know, pugs actually can't get on top of the desk, so I guess you don't really have to worry about that too much.
No, but they will generally sort of try and push you around until you pick them up. So you know, they get their way most of the time anyway. They know what's up. Bit of a spray coming through, that smoke going up, and more mid-control here for G2. This is something that I don't like seeing out of Fnatic. If you have to give up mid-control, at least let them fight for it, at least let them spend a bit of time, and look at it, in a minute and 20, and G2 have mid-control already, and Fnatic are not even really aware of it yet. That could get very bad later on. If this keeps being a trend or sort of a feature of the Fnatic defense, I'm not a big fan of it. Oh, and Olof trying a big risk there.
Twist now playing it safe, not the best position. I guess if he has Disco there to support him, Twist, it isn't too horrible if Disco's first contact.
I hate that position at the first box. I really hate it. I don't mind where Twist is standing now, but for that first box into the bomb side, right on the left, it's the worst for me. I can't stand him.
You know who shouldn't get caught by it though? RPK, because that was his favorite position. He used to play that like every time. He'd play first box. And so, well, We'll see. Scream's into checker now. So Twist looking for a repeat. Gonna get the flick. Yes, he does. What is this? Drop Scream. Great burst control there from Twist. And he's looking for more, but he's not going to find it. Body is there to trade the kill. And a man advantage for G2 going onto the B site with the bomb.
Look at Dennis. He's still in A. He's not even doing anything just yet. Is he confused about whether or not it actually is a B push? I mean, now the bomb goes down. And it seems like they just given up and said, all right, we're not going to try and fight this. They don't have any grenades, so maybe it's reasonable. But it's a bit of a shame because that brings G2 right back in the game. And they only had to get a couple of kills for it. Olaf was taken out outside of B trying to push. And then once Twist went down, that was it. It's going to tie up the scoreline at 10-10. This has been a crazy game. Just right from the beginning. It started with a clutch from Shox and a quad kill for him in the pistol round. And then it just never let off. They just kept going from there on out.
This is the reset. This is a hard reset, in fact, for Fnatic. This is where it gets kind of grim because you need to save these 3 rifles, and I think that's why. Otherwise, they're not doing anything in the next round, and G2 are able to pick up steam and start rolling. Now, because of these 3 players, Dennis has enough to drop an M4 for somebody, and so that's very important. Some additional firepower there. He's going to be able to go for a smoke as well. Yep, perfect. And so they do actually get a reasonable buy. They're tied at 10-10 now, but it's a much better buy for Fnatic than if they had tried to go for it. Maybe survive with 1 rifle or none, and then you're just ecoing hard versus G2. G2, however, their money is actually starting to come together pretty nicely here. If they can make a solid round, it's going to get pretty tricky for Fnatic to maintain a hold on the situation.
Yes, it'd be tough for the Swedish team if they lose this upcoming one. Their bank is essentially gone, so we'll see how well they do.
Parkour.
Yeah, I like it, and this is a fun position for Crims to be in. If people walk really close, it can be hard to see them, but if they're walking back up against the wall like RPK is here, you can definitely see the top of someone's head.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's got the AK as well, so it's a perfect position for him, in fact, for Crims. This could catch them off guard. He's got Dennis holding close to Forklift as well.
Oh. Almost looked like that was going to connect now. The Molotov's raining in, pushing them back. The smokes are down as well, and they're pushing through. Crims challenging up on the container. That's such a dangerous play, but he does get the kill. Disco Doplin's down, though, and RPK following up on Dennis. Now things are looking worse for Fnatic. They got to win this round. They have to win this round. Olafmeister doing his best, dropping the bomb as well, and now falling back to the next corner. RPK with only 20 health. He goes for the fight and wins it, and he gets the long-range headshot, taking down Twist for the triple kill. The tag is back, and he's at 18 kills right behind Shox here. That's going to bring G2 into the lead 11-10.
What was that? He was down to nothing. He had no HP left. Gets tagged here with the UMP. How much does he have? He's down to 7 and 1 tap. It's like, hey, Scream, check it out, bro.
You see the slight twitch there from Crims, not exactly excited about what's happening. They're out of money. And they're just 1 round down. It's not the end of the world. But again, I think if Fnatic aren't feeling too comfortable playing here, and the CT side can just be tricky. Especially when, as we've been talking about, they don't have any mid control in any of these rounds.
No, that is what's making this really nasty. You have no information on mid. You need to go for some aggressive plays, basically, like the one that Olafmeister's trying to set up here towards B halls. But even this one is more like passive-aggressive, right? He's kind of, he's pushed out there, but he isn't really fishing for info. He's more just looking to get the drop on somebody and get a free kill. So I think we need to see more here from Fnatic. And RPK so thorough, uses the incendiary to clear out that angle. So Olafmeister doesn't get anything out of his trap.
Yeah, very well done. Now they're just waiting, and why not? They might as well see if Fnatic are going to try and get back into it somehow. They've got a stack going on at the B-bomb site. And how long before they figure out that something is up? If Body walks in and gets taken out, then everyone else just rotates to A, and it's a perfectly reasonable sacrifice. Body finds 1, and he's going to go and check the next corner. He's just cleaning up with the MAC-10. They don't even need to do anything right now.
Yeah, this is so good for him. $600 a pop. That's why you get these SMGs. You want that UMP, that MAC-10, MP9 if you're on CT side and you're Shoxy. Big fan of the MP9. I mean, you're just looking to make as much money as possible. Crims, he's going to get $300 for that kill, but that is it. And RPK, with the rifle, will pick up $300 of his own for his own kill there. So 12-10, and G2, they're slowly extending their lead here. They're managing to chain quite a few rounds together. After winning the pistol, they got 3. Then the 1 round back here from Fnatic, putting them up onto 10, but it's been 3 rounds in a row now for G2. Can Fnatic put a halt to this? Olafmeister, there it is, the change. Glass cannon AWP.
Big risk, a big investment. It could work out very well, but I'm definitely worried about this one. Cash is one of those maps where it's very hard to avoid getting grenade damage on you, especially if you're going to go into checkered without the armor. This could end very badly for Olofmeister. He is going to have to go big. He's also alone. There's no backup here. They got mid control, yes, but what about him? G2, they're right outside. If they get the right grenade on him, he's going to miss the shot early on, tries to fall back through the smoke, and he's going to be successful so far. I'm still shocked that he's playing this close to the sort of regular grenade areas. Twitch going to catch them as they come through, but oh, Scream hits a headshot. It looked like the timing was there. Now they've lost the bomb site. The bomb is down, and they can't fight this. They have to save.
No, Dennis had to stay alive at all costs because Crims was rotating B to support Olaf. And so now, it's just, yeah, this is it. Disco Doppler's been spotted out mid. He's already been lit. Crims will take one fight through the smoke. Body, don't hang around too much. You're going to get punished. The flash is there, though, and Body is fearless. Will deny Crims the ability to save that rifle. Instead, it's going to be Olaf and Disco, and Smith's already going to be looking for him. Unlucky for him, he actually runs into the guy with Kevlar. So with the UMP, not the best. If he'd have run into Olofmeister, though, pretty much would have been a guaranteed kill there for Smiths.
And now they're just hunting for the rifles. They know that this is very close here. G2, they've got all the tools to win this map, and they just need to get as many rifles away. Olaf, no one's going to be close enough to get him here. I do want just a nod of approval to Scream for what he did in the middle here. I think he only got one kill this round, but when he was up on boost, he was looking like he was about to fight Disco Doppler, who was in the middle, right. And he just fell back from that fight immediately. That's actually something that I think Scream, sort of an older version of Scream, wouldn't have done. You know, even when he was at his prime, he had sort of a tendency to take fights that he didn't need to, even though he would win them, you know, a lot. It isn't worth it. So as soon as he falls back from that fight, it's just almost impossible for Fnatic to do anything. So I like seeing Scream playing intelligently, because we know he's got the aim for it. That's never been his problem, right? It's making those decisions that say, well, you know, I'm probably 80% chance I'll win this fight, but it's pretty much 100% if I don't take it and we just keep playing, you know, 5 versus 3. That's even better. Yeah,
it's man in question right there on your screen. And that was a tactical timeout used by Fnatic, the first one that they have. 4 30-second timeouts they get to use throughout the map, and so Fnatic have decided there's the one, and they used to be legendary for this as well, but mainly it's, I think, so that Jumpy can actually have a say in what's going on. He's their coach. He's been with them for quite some time now. Back in August, he joined the roster, and so, I mean, he wanted to have a bit of a talk, but it doesn't matter if Shots is going to bulldoze Olofmeister. Dennis gets the drop, but then Scream is there to trade. Good spacing here from G2 with this rush onto the A site, and Crims not going to make the difference, and he, I think, was the linchpin where maybe it could have turned around. Instead, it's just Scream getting headshot after headshot.
Oh, nice shot from Twist here. Still a 1v2. There is body armor on Twist, which is actually pretty important in this 1v2. I say go for it. You've got the deagle. Now is the time to come up with something big. If you can win this round, then Fnatic actually, I think even mentally, can get back in the game, but it's going to be tough. They're both hiding behind here. He's going to have to spend so much time looking for them now. He's getting ever closer, and he doesn't have a kit, so he really just has to run and gun with his deagle. They're right around the corner. There's the one headshot, but he can't expect the second player to be there. And that was the trap. RPK will take him down. 14-10 as the French are now well in the lead. And RPK's overtaking Shoxy on the top of the board. He's got 24 kills. It's the return of the sources.
But what I'm glad to see is Scream. Like, that is sick. That he had a bit of a slow start. There wasn't too much action for him, unfortunately, or he was going into retake scenarios in that in the first half. Now that it's on T side, he's got that AK default. Great. Everything working out perfectly for him. And the money is fantastic for G2 here as well. 14-10. G2 looking very good to take this whole thing, but Fnatic now, after that round, they're going for the buy. It's a double AWP setup here for Fnatic. Disco Doppler and Olofmeister. Have to see if they're going to make it work. Now they've actually changed it up. Look at this, 4 players in mid here for Fnatic. They said enough is enough, G2. We're going to put up a fight here.
Oh, damn, trade places. Oh, no. Nice shot from Twist, continuing the spray. Even a Scream is mid-air, but they lose the one up there, and Disco Doppler going down. So after all of that confusion, it's still a 3-on-3. Shock, Smiths, and RPK, can they bring it back? If they do now, certainly they will win the map. Fnatic, they are not out of it yet, and they're not going to give up. And Twist, look at that. He's actually moving up all the way almost into T-spawn right now. He's inadvertently, he doesn't know this, but he's actually letting them into the B-bomb site. What a chaotic round this is going to turn into.
Such a shame for Twist that he wasn't able to get more out of Vents, considering G2 made an elementary mistake. They did not Molotov Vents. Twist could have completely ruined them. Instead, now, he's playing the long con. Smith is going to see this coming. He's in the perfect spot. And Twist, of course, is not going to make a single noise. He's going to get the drop on Smith here unless he decides to check back. No, doesn't check his back. Smith with the free kill.
I think at one point both those players were peeked out with their backs to each other. I think actually Twist was checking Toxic. What a shame, because if you got that kill, it would have been a 2-2. But now Crim's just looking for maybe a chance here. Going to walk right into Smiths, picking up a second kill for him, and that'll be RPK with another 2-2, 15-10, and it is match point here for G2. RPK 27 kills. Who saw that coming? We said Shox and Scream. Those are the two players we had to rely on, and then out of nowhere comes RPK.
Well, he's got one round. Well, I mean, he's obviously got more chances than that due to Fnatic, still having money to go for the buy. They can still fight back into this, but G2 are on match point now. Is he going to get 3 kills in this round, join the 30 bomb club? Going to be the first one to get up to a 30 bomb in this major.
And I mean, just speaking of RPK and where he's coming from, he had to take a big chance and give up a real-life job to come and play this. And obviously, I think that was a very hard decision for him. And at times, it seemed like maybe he would be, left behind in all of this, and he wouldn't be able to sort of come back and play the game at a high level. You see him now. That's kill number 28, taking down Olofmeister. This is now 4 kills away from being a win for G2 in this round. If they can happen, then, I mean, what a power play in the second half. They just haven't let go. They're just trucking Fnatic right now.
Yeah, RPK. This guy's a monster now. So we're keeping count. We're keeping count. I've still got faith that he can make it, that he can get the 30. Twist and Disco Doppelin over on the B site. Body has got control of Vents as well. And Twist is going to find the shot on RPK, so there we go. It ends it. But now, can G2, with tied up at 4-4, with the nade advantage, can they just collapse and decide which site we're going to go on to? And it does look like, well, what was successful last round, let's keep trying to rinse and repeat that. Everybody going through Vents, it looks like, towards that B site. I don't like that the bomb is getting kind of hung out there to dry. Scream could get caught, but Disco not going to go for the peek and L-bend. Instead, it's going to be the straight push onto the B site here, and just holding all the way at the back.
Wow. What a peek from Body. That's just so dirty. I don't even know how Twist could have played against that. I don't know what the answer is to that play. You just have to accept it and say that, well, I guess I'm just out of the round then. 4 versus 3. Now, Crims, Dennis, and Disco Doppelin left here, and they're fighting to try and stay in this first match. Otherwise, it's going to be the French team just walking away with it here. And you can't say they don't deserve it right now. They've been playing out of their minds. Body going to get the kill. Disco Doppelin and Crims are left, and that's going to be the end of the game. 16-10 in favor of G2 Esports. They only let go of one single round in the second half, with RPK ending at 28 kills, Shox at 22. Wow. Thorin just put out this video and he thought to underestimate him, and look at him here.
That's impressive to say that. I mean, well, Shoxy, you can always count on Shoxy. It's almost like,
yeah, that's not
one of the most
right?
consistent players across, 4 years of CSGO now, 5 years. Like, it's just unreal the level that he hits. But when it comes to the rest of them, they just got to keep up. They got to keep up, and this time it was RPK. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll throw it to the analysts to break down this second map and lead us into the third one of the day.